Welcome back, friends, to Hearts of Iron for Democratic Italy. And it looks to be that we're in the closing stages of World War II, at least in Europe. At least we're German High Command have retreated to Vienna here. Berlin has fallen. The Allies are making advances. Belgian, French, and Dutch troops pushing forward. Actually, not far off liberating Poland now. I'm pushing through to Vienna. Our offensive down here from the Tyrol line basically drew German troops away from the Western Front, which wasn't going pretty well for the Germans anyway. And eventually that front has collapsed. The Germans have retreated in disarray. They don't have air superiority over northern Italy anymore. We're pushing towards Vienna. And to that end, what I'm going to do is take some divisions from my domestic sort of home front defence force here, because I don't think we're under any threat of a seaborne invasion from Germany now. They are in complete disarray. We may even give the go-ahead for our offensive into Yugoslavia here, because Yugoslavia is of course on the side of the Axis, but no advances have been made into Yugoslavia at this point. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take some divisions from here and send them into this Italian offensive force who launched their attack from the Tyrol line, and we're going to push on Vienna. That's going to be our next objective here. So let's take some of these divisions out. I don't know where these are. Colonial divisions. No, you were trained to go to Ethiopia, but in the end that turned out to be unnecessary too. Let's take lots of them. Let's take all of these, unassign 12 units and then reassign these 12 units. Now, Ugo Cavallero here, he can only support 24 divisions. Where is he here? So he is a general. What we really need is a field marshal. Can we swap him over now to Bagdolio? Because I'm guessing no. Cavallero, yeah, he's a much better general. What's higher, field marshal or general? Surely it's field marshal. Yeah, generals can control up to 24 divisions effectively, and a field marshal. He has no command limit. There we go. So a field marshal is better. But I'm guessing this attack plus 35%, defense plus. I don't know what the best thing to do here is. Get a field marshal or get this guy? Surely he's the better man for the job. If we just reduce the number of divisions under his command and create a new army. So let's take 10 divisions and use them to attack Yugoslavia. Let's create a new army. Let's take them out. Let's take some of these experienced troops out, because some of these do have experience from fighting the Germans in the Alps. Right, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 infantry divisions. Cut them across there. Form a new army. In fact, just join into this army. There's already one army here, isn't there? So there's now 19 divisions here. There was another division, which is now completely unassigned. Oh, the confusion at the front. Troops everywhere. What is going on? I'm going to be drawing troops away. Yeah, this is going to be a bit confusing, but I think the Germans are in that much disarray that it shouldn't matter too much. Okay, let's allow these divisions to get into position. Reassign these to there. New offensive orders for Army Group North. You're going to push up to this river, whatever this river is here, and take Vienna. And this city here, Graz. Yes. Legionary Romania. What a time to join the Axis. Are you sure this is a good idea, Romania? Okay, so Romania have joined the war. This may have some effect, but I think it's just delaying the inevitable. Okay, and you have 19 divisions. What's your name? I can't remember your name. Rodolfo Graziani, that's it. And just make sure that you're assigned to this offensive. There are 9 divisions. Now 19 divisions assigned to an offensive in Yugoslavia. And what about our air force? All our aircraft are stationed here. Improved computing is done. We'll sort that out in a minute. Let's pause the game a second. We should probably put some aircraft over the Western Balkans if we're going to launch an offensive. Let's do that. Let's select half of these air wings. The fighters, I don't think the Yugoslavs have much in air force. Let's assign them there. What does our intelligence say about the Yugoslav Air Force? Around 252 aircraft, and we have about 800. I'm willing to bet their aircraft aren't great, although there are German aircraft still operating in Yugoslavia. Perhaps they're building Messerschmitts on Lend-Lease, or they've got Lend-Lease, or they're on license. Technology to research. Radio detection, I don't think we need that. Let's get decryption. Because we are in 1940 now, let's improve our decryption. Insufficient resources, oil, steel and chromium. Where can we get that from? Steel is quite important if we look at our production here. Yes, we're feeling the lack for steel. Cannot deploy this aircraft carrier because there's insufficient manpower. Oh, that's right. We're saving up our political power so we can increase our to extensive conscription, which will open up recruitable population to 5%. It's currently at 2.5%. Yes, this was a major mistake we made. We used our political influence not in the right way there. Okay. We're literally out of manpower, so every man who dies in the field now or gets injured is not being replaced. This is pretty disastrous. We still need another 47. Yugoslavia's joined the Axis, so we still need another 47 political power before we can change our conscription laws. We have air superiority. Divisions are still preparing there. And as far as our offensive towards Vienna goes, he estimates us to still be at a disadvantage. New P-26 tank destroyers. Where are we? It's 1941. We do have a 50% discount on this. Time to research 16 days. That's improved. Heavy tank destroyer 2. Yeah, let's do that. Missing equipment production, fighters, naval bombers and tactical bombers. Yeah, I'm really not concentrating on the Air Force. I'm relying on the Allies to provide me with air cover. Low manpower, we know about that. Unassigned divisions. This is in Africa. Yeah, here's the one I was on about. Let's assign them to the Yugoslav front. In fact, let's make a new theatre here then. The Yugoslav front. There we go. Front. Good. Okay, so there's a new front there. This will be, we can change this. Let's create another one. We'll call this the Tyrol front. That's what it originally was. Good. Okay, and that's the Italian theatre. The Ethiopian theatre we can pretty much forget about. Air wings with no reason or mission assigned. Standing by, let's send you to the Western Balkans then. Why can I not do that? Tripoli and Sardinia. Oh, so yeah, you're over there, look. You're just covering the sea. We need some kind of presence over the Med. You never know. German submarines might start popping up. Are we ready to launch any of these offensives on the Yugoslav front? Click to activate plan. It's still estimated to be risky. It's probably not what we want then. I've reinforced both these fronts. I've given you extra manpower. We now have anti-aircraft guns. Research is just going at a rapid rate of knots here. Oh, I don't know what to go. Where are we? 1941. Improved construction. Concentrated industry. This is ahead of time by 160 days, so it's going to take by 1.6 years, 0.16 years. God, where am I? What am I talking about? Time to research 160 days. You know what? Let's just go for it. I really want to launch these offensives into Yugoslavia and Vienna, towards Vienna. I'm really hoping the Allies haven't overextended themselves. They're making rapid advances into northern Germany here. They've taken Danzig. This is the Polish troops. Good, getting some revenge. Why do we still think this plan is risky? We have air superiority. There's a large river crossing. Divisions are still preparing. Come on, Cavaliero. Get your troops and your divisions into position. I want to take Vienna. I want to get the glory for that, at least. Heavy tank destroyers. Now, yes, let's produce these. Let's swap production over to these new tank destroyers. Heavy tank destroyer 2s. Oh no, that's the wrong one. There we go. Let's start equipping our infantry divisions. We probably actually shouldn't go on the offensive until we sorted out our manpower problem. Let's look at our infantry divisions here. So they've got about 30 tanks, this one, or heavy tank destroyer 1s. But yeah, we need to sort out our conscription laws before we go onto the offensive. That makes sense. Let's look at our division templates a second. Infantry division templates. Plenty of army experience here. Support artillery, engineers. We could add anti-aircraft guns. Yeah, we researched them for a reason. But we need to start producing anti-aircraft guns in order to do that. And I don't think we are. So let's get discount on reconnaissance. Why not? Production. Yeah, we need to sort out our resources. Oh my god, steel. We need steel. Delivered 48. United Kingdom, can you supply us with more steel? Hopefully that will sort that out. Oil and chromium. Oil, I'm going to produce my own synthetic plants, I think. At the minute we're converting a lot of our civilian industry to military. There's not a massive shortage of oil. Chromium, though, is more of a problem. Let's get our chromium from France. Buy amount 16. There we go. Okay, we're nearly there. We nearly can change our subscription laws, conscription laws. Then we'll get lots of more manpower, and then we can go on the offensive. Okay, so the Yugoslavs are actually going on the offensive here and taking some of our territory, but I'm going to let that fall. I'm going to let it go. Because they're about to get their ass whooped. The Western Balkans, the enemy have air superiority. They don't, do they? There's no active enemy aircraft, so how is this possible? Come on! A few more days and we can start recruiting a lot more people into the military. We can go onto the offensive. Our divisions will be becoming massively undermanned. Well, they don't seem to be that bad at the minute. We seem to be not taking that many losses. Nearly there, nearly there. Sea battle here. What's this? Central Med Fleet. Yes, they're protected. They were sent there to deal with Yugoslavian submarines, which are no longer a threat. Okay, so the Yugoslavs have taken some of our territory, which was over here in Yugoslavia. But we're about to take that back. I'm confident that when we go on the offensive with our 19 divisions here, the Yugoslavs are going to crumble. Okay, good. We can make changes. Conscription laws. So we've got volunteer only, we don't want that. Service by requirement. Scraping the barrel, all adults serve, we can't get that one yet. Extensive conscription is what we need. Boom, so now we have 420,000 men who are ready for military, well not ready for military service, but can be pressed into training for military service. I'm going to launch an offensive into Germany. Estimated plan value risky still. Let's do it. 3 dockyards. Our artillery is not being produced. Why is this? Because of a shortage of steel. Do we not sort this problem out? Can we get more steel from the United States? Well, this offensive doesn't seem to be going too badly. We're eating into our manpower though. Maybe it is. 3 dockyards, stick them into destroyer production, or keeping destroyers in production. Right, I'm confident now that we could launch an offensive on the Yugoslav front as well. Let's do that. Here we go. Italian troops into the breach. Even if we don't make any advances, this still puts pressure on the Germans. Which means, I mean, how are we doing in the north here? Oh, the Poles. Oh dear, Germany. We are advancing with the help of the Belgians. Come on! It's all good. We need some more forward airfields, I think. King Carol II abdicates. Pressurised by powerful elements in his government, King Carol II saw no choice but to announce and sign his abdication. His successor is King Michael, but many of the dictatorial powers obtained by Carol have been vested back to the government, and so it is unlikely the young king will be able to wield similar powers as his predecessor. So where is this? Who is this guy? Who is King Carol? Is he Yugoslavian? You're going down, Yugoslavia. Joining the Axis was a mistake. Look, our offensive has had an effect. Despite my general saying it was risky, we're outside Vienna, nearly. Our offensive on the Yugoslav front is actually progressing too. This is good. This is total war. Throwing everything we can into this offensive. I wish I was better at this game. I wish I understood more about it, but it's good fun anyway. I'm having fun. And I'm winning World War II, so I must be doing something right. Okay, battles here in Yugoslavia aren't going quite so well. There are British infantry divisions. They've seen that my ports are vulnerable and they don't like it. They've sent divisions to garrison Italy. Fine by me. It means I can put my troops on the front line. We're on the outskirts. We're in the suburbs of Vienna. The German High Command. Hitler is in there in a little bunker probably. Ah, Nine! What is going wrong? That's my German accent. Excuse me. Come on, Vienna. Vienna's gonna fall. The glorious sounds of battle. Why are we not getting more steel? I went to the United Kingdom. Give me steel. We've lost about 100,000 of those new conscripts already. Boom! Okay, let's zoom out and savour this moment. The German Reich has capitulated. Dirk van de Geer has announced that the cowardly German nation could no longer withstand the pressure from the overwhelming presence of the Dutch forces throughout the country. The German government chose to flee the country and has gone into exile. Their main forces have capitulated and the Netherlands is now in control of their home area. Who would have thought? Though the war against what remains of the Axis continues, elsewhere this is a great victory for all of the Allies. Great news. We've seized some German equipment. 190 units of other Jesus. Artillery, Panzer II. Oh, I love this. I love the fact that you can just take German equipment. We've even captured 2 of these Dornier 19 bombers. 37 Panzer Kampfwagons to 54 tons or whatever the unit is of weapons. Field artillery, 2 trucks, 3 convoy ships. German Reich has capitulated, giving us access to 50% of their stockpiled equipment. Is this all they had left? Oh dear, Germany. Let's have a look then. So who stands against us now? Germany have capitulated. Poland has been liberated. Hungary is still in the Axis. Romania is still in the Axis. Yugoslavia is still part of the Axis. So this is what remains of the Axis. The Soviet Union have decided to kind of remain neutral, although they did send volunteer troops to help the Axis. But it looks like the Allies are victorious in Europe. Germany has capitulated. These Balkan countries now are all the remains of the Axis and the glorious German Reich. Of fascism in Europe. Italy has, like I said in previous episodes, always been seen as almost insignificant and a burden towards Hitler in World War II. But it just goes to show that when Italy changes sides earlier on than it did in reality, Hitler really struggled without them. In this case, in this alternate history. So that's interesting. I don't know whether to carry on the series. I'll leave it up to you. I mean, if you want to see me carry on and try and defeat the rest of the Axis, then by all means leave a comment saying so, and I'll keep this save game, and we can try and do that. But World War II, at its core, has been won in Europe, and we're just flushing out the last of the fascist rats in the Balkans. The Allies, I'm sure, will have no problem defeating Hungary, Romania, and Yugoslavia. Of course, if we do carry on this game, you never know, the Soviet Union may get involved. America has not got involved yet at all. Anything can still happen, really. But as far as I'm concerned, we've beaten Germany, we've beaten fascism in Europe, we're pushing it back. Let me know if you want to see more, and we'll continue our war in the Balkans. If not, that will be the end of the series. Thanks for watching. It's my first strategy series I've ever made, and so I'm sure there's lots of room for improvement. I'm sure there's a lot to learn about this game and other Paradox Grand strategy games. I mean, even if you have thousands of hours on these games, you still don't know. You're no expert. Even the people who make these games are no experts at playing them. That's what I love about Paradox games. Complex, ever-evolving. So, yep, I'll see you next time. Don't forget to leave a like. If you want to see more, then leave a comment. And hopefully you may see some more from me on Explore Thank you.